everyone. Welcome to the 2024 Q1 Hackathon Demo Day. Thank you all for joining. To kick off today's session, I will quickly introduce the judges who are joining us today. So we have Jimmy, who is a Senior Solution Architect from BNB Chain. We have Sarah, who is a Business Development APAC Lead at BNB Chain. We have Alex, who is an Investment Director for Binance Labs. We have Jin, who is the CMC Labs Lead. Ramsey, founder of Unbundle, co-founder of Web3 Lebanon. And we have David, Senior Smart Contract Engineer at Trust Wallet, and Jem, who is the BNB Chain Hackvolution winner and MVP Season 7 Accelerator Story Chain. And we have 11 projects joining us today from Ai-social.bnb, AICell, DePIN, Raspi Connect, DevCoin, Network of Code, Gameland, Greenfield Indexer, GreenWim, LocknPull, PLAYMASK, ReceiveMe, SocialFi Gateway, and Sograph. So rather than introducing the speakers from each project all together at the beginning, what I'll do is I'll introduce them each as they're about to give their presentation and their demo. So to begin with, we're starting with Ai-social.bnb, and we have from there Ishika Parekh, who is the founder. She's a product designer with 3 years of experience building mass adoption for apps for Web3. So Ashika, if you want to take it away.
Sure. Thank you. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Ishika presenting AI Social. So let me tell you how the idea started. Is that when we read one of the challenges tracks, we got to know that we were really interested in the decentralized social track, and we started with an idea of how might we introduce a new way for people to interact online, which goes beyond what we use now, which is Instagram, Discord, Reddit, Twitter, and more. So what we thought is that why not do it using AI? But what if we could be what if the users could be creative using AI, and also be social while they get to be creative using the tools that the AI tools that we provide on the platform. So that's when we got to AI Social, and this is a new way to interact online. The idea is that there are templates which are generative templates. Users can create, music, speech to text, text to video, text to image, and they make it engaging. So, and the users, the creators make the templates, the users customize the templates for their audience, and the users on the platform in turn remix it and interact with each other and create more and more images. And there's a lot of real time generations and more which happen through commenting and all that. So let's maybe look at the video. That would give a better idea also. Can we just play the video? So the templates are basically AI models which the creators make through our studio and post it on the platform, and they earn as and when these templates are used by the users. If we go ahead and go to the explore, yes. I start with clicking on any of the posts which I like. Maybe we can go to the profile first and see how I can see my earnings, and also a smart wallet which has been created. After that, if I start exploring, I see a lot of posts now. This is a template where, as the users comment, whatever the users are commenting, it is getting updated in real time on the post. So, this is a template which has been created and customized for just weird food. So everyone will comment about, weird food here. So this was one of the templates that we had. We are also incentivizing engagement. So if you look at, the users can send gifts, and the more they interact with the post, the users who are using the app also earn, and also the template, the creator of the template also earn. Um, and now maybe we can see how I can also create the templates. Yeah, so there are a lot of bunch of templates. These are real-time visuals that we saw. Now we also have a template to create tunes. So of any genre that you can actually feel like posting. Everyone will create like music around just different 90s jazz or something, or they will put their own lyrics, and the model can actually say it out loud for them. This is a template where users are AI is actually generating different texts, and users are uh, inputting the text, and in the comment section the users are guessing what has been drawn, right? So we just had a bunch of these templates which users can play around with. Now I can go back to, you can also see in my profile, I can see the earnings. The more comments, engagement I have, the more earnings I would have. So I can go back to the presentation now, maybe. Yes. So in all, this is you create on the fly. It's very easy to customize templates. It's just about prompting what you want. You share and you share really creative images, which is really different from what we see now, and also a little more creative to the mind. You also earn, and also it's fully gasless. So our main motto here is to get more audience. What we would do is that we will introduce a template a day, do such challenges on our own, on Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever, to get more engagement, and see how users customize the templates that we are putting on a daily basis, and also maybe create the studio and see how that goes. But I think it's beyond what we use now, and it can engage a lot of audience. We'll validate it more, like I said, launch the full product, also see how we can get more creators to join us and get more users. So that would be the roadmap, and thank you so much. This is a lot of fun.
Great, thanks so much, Ashika. Before we move on to the next demo, do we have any questions, feedback, or suggestions from any of the judges?
I have a quick question. So you just mentioned that within the application, the creators can just create new template. So I didn't see the steps. For example, how can I create a new template? Use a different AI model. For example, I'm using the one model at this moment. For the next time, I want to use a different model. How
Yeah.
to integrate with different, the backend engines and backend models, this kind of things.
Yeah, I think that was the studio which we're talking about, which we would work on later. Right now, we were just focusing on how the app for the users would look like, and not maybe the creators for right now. But yeah, we still need to make it. Yes.
Okay.
I have another one. So where will be this data being stored? Is a centralized database, or you plan to integrate with some decentralized storage forms?
It's on chain. I think my co-founder would be able to answer it better, but I think it's on chain. All the data is stored on chain. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Any other questions? David?
I also have one other question is, so right now we see quite a lot of SocialFi DApps that's coming up on the space, and I see one of the strengths was integrating with AI. And if you could share us like one like main point what we want to remember for this and the growth strategy, like what would be that one point that you think could gain adoption and make this AI social win over other social apps?
It's I think we're going beyond how people, like, I think I'm saying it again, but we're just literally trying to go beyond how people interact with each other. So we don't really see places where people are, commenting in real time and images of what they are commenting is actually getting generated. That is one aspect. And also, we don't see a lot of people drawing and, just guessing each other's artwork and other things like that. So, yeah, I think these AI models and what they can do would be something that we would really be creative and ideate more towards to stand out from other social apps.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Ramsey, I'm not sure if you had your hands up there to ask a question.
Yes, can you hear me? What do you use to generate these AI images, and how does that impact on your scalability later?
We were using Playground for now. Sorry, not Playground, Replicate for now, and even Hugging Face for the templates. But going ahead, I think we would have to, like I said, it would be a studio. It would be like a replicate we create for ourselves, so that creators can come and actually create models faster. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
First of all, thank you for the demo. Do you have a revenue plan here or a subscription-based model, maybe in the future?
Subscription, I don't think so. No, we have not thought of a subscription as a model. I mean, I think it would be pay as you go if you want more templates and access. If you want access to more templates, access to, then you would have to pay as you go. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, any other questions before we move on? No? Okay, thanks, Ashika. Thank you so much for your
Thank
share.
you. Have a good day. Bye.
Yes, you too. Alrighty, next we have Gina from AICell. Gina is the co-founder with 3 years of experience as a product manager in Web3, currently also a master's student at UNSW. Gina, would you like to start?
Hi,
Thanks.
everyone. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Gina, co-founder of the AICell. It's great to be here with you to present our project, AICell. Our vision is collect and build the decentralized AI finance. Imagine if the integration of the AI, Web3, and blockchain technology was no longer a set of separate entities, but like Lego bricks that could be freely accessible and coupled to access the whole AI agent service. That's the core vision of the AICell, to become a Lego box of the technological innovation, empowering the user and the developers to build and create freely according to needs. We believe that AICell will open up a new era. This era supports everyone is free to access and create an AI agent according to the capabilities, just like the DeFi's Lego world, which turned the traditional financial and bring the whole crypto market into a frenzy. AICell combines the AI, Web3, and blockchain technologies, which not only creates a new revenue channel for service providers, and also bring the financial innovation and opportunities for participation in the whole AI and blockchain field. We can define it as the decentralized AI finance. As a decentralized marketplace of the AI capabilities, AICell support user with a comprehensive access to a variety of the AI tools, such as the GPTs, Midjourney, Cloud, and other AIGC tools. And users can streamline operations, eliminating the need for manual API integrations and multiple subscriptions. All interactions of the transaction and that are processed through the BNB chain, and the related data are stored on BNB Greenfield. That's crucial for users who demand high levels of the autonomy and efficiency. Okay, let's drive in the video. This video will show the features and the interactions about the current AICell.
I'm Gary, founder of AICell. Let me show you all the features and interactions about AICell. Our main feature include two parts, create and call AICell interface service. Let's create a new AICell service. Here, we need to enter the interface parameter for this cell. I will use an AI translation tool as an example. We can start by viewing the transaction history of this creation on the chain. You can see the create transaction record on BNB Chain to your cell. Here is the basic information about the cells you created. The NFT information is that was generated after you created. Here is the information about the NFT record stored on BNB Chain. The cells creation transaction is also stored on BNB Greenfield. Now, let's start calling this AICell service. This is an AI translation tool. Enter what we need to be translated. We can start by viewing the transaction history of this call on the chain. You can see this call transaction record on BNB Chain. This is the call history for the translation tools. We can see its status and the result of the output. The cell service you created has been called. You can get the revenue. Let's claim it. There are all the features and interaction.
Okay, let's back the deck. Through this video, it's not hard to see the design of the AICell is inspired by Uniswap in the DeFi. And the core of the platform is its composability, which concept are in two aspects. First one is the process composability. User can building with the Legos digital together the different AI service into a workflow through the smart contract calls, whether it's data analysis or content generation. User can accessible the most suitable solution for their needs. This method not only enhance the work efficiency, and also open up a new domain of the decentralized AI agents. The second one is financial composability. On the AICell platform, each AI service can be encapsulated into an NFT. That means the AI service providers can not only sell the services on our platform, but also engage in the broader financial activities through the NFT market. We can call this decentralized AI finance. We aimed to be a pioneers and the directors like Uniswap to build the AI-fi Lego world. Okay, I have finished delivering my pitch. Thank you for time. I'm looking forward to the discussion and answering questions.
Thanks, Gina. Judges, any questions, feedback, or suggestions for Gina?
Maybe. Sorry, go ahead.
I think you can go first.
Yeah, David. Thanks. Yeah, maybe I can have a feedback. So it seems like the AICell can create multiple agents with different parameters. For example, I can customize some of the parameters and customize some of the interactions between the users and the agent. And this kind of the metadata of this agent is actually saved on the Greenfield. I'm just wondering whether you do have an option to allow the agent owner to change or aggregate different AI engines. For example, if I'm an agent owner, I want to connect with Google's AI agent, and at the same time, for another case, I want to connect with the ChatGPT or another transformer AI agent, AI engine. So this kind of the configuration or connection, is that open to the AI agent owner?
Yeah, everyone. Yeah, okay. Everyone can create their AI survives through our platform based on their AI capabilities. And they sell service in our platform is like the pool of the asset in a DeFi world. User select the service and pay the fee to the service provider, just like the DeFi world, exchanging the assets and pay the fee to the asset provider. So based on the user instruction, our platform will also help the user to choose the most suitable and lower cost workflow routes, like compose the ChatGPTs and Google's all of AI tools, just like a Uniswap aggregation transaction. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so if my understanding correct, so that means this kind of the selection is not done by the AI agent owner, but by the user themselves?
Yeah, we are a platform. We provide a Web3 service and support everyone to create their own AI service, and the user can use this AI service based on their actual needs. Yeah.
Okay.
And and the creators create the AI service just spend the BNB Chain network cost. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
While looking at the demo through the YouTube link you shared previously, when an AI agent wanted to create like upload their AI, they inputted the amount like 0.01 USDT, and then they inputted the API link as well. And to me, from a product perspective, it looks like when the user pays for that amount, the AICell is going to route the request with the given parameter to the API link. But since this is a decentralized platform, like what are your current mechanisms to secure that API link? Because if a user knows that API link, there might be a chance where they spam those links. So do you somehow share an approach how you try to secure the API link and only make it accessible to users who actually made the payment, maybe through USDT or other sources?
Actually, we wanna create the Web3 AI ecosystem. So we just support everyone to create their own AI service and setting the fee to make the other people to cost and pay to the creator. So it's based on the blockchain, and in this current in this technology, in the future we will consider to protect the API and data. And now we just create we just build the creators to create their own service and AI service and support the user to call it. And in the future, we will complete more features about the AI API data protect. Yeah, and all about the AICell code have uploaded the GitHub, and everyone can browse that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else have any questions? No? Okay, thanks, Gina. That was great. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. So next up we have Silver, software architect and team lead who use no code and AI to create DevCoin, network of code. So Silver, hi.
Hello. Let me just share the screen. All right. Okay. Hello. Let me put the stopwatch on. So this is DevCoin, a network of code. So what was the purpose behind the idea or the project? Well, over 70% of developers contribute to open source or work on side projects or hobby projects, but only 7% of them are paid for this work. So we think we can do better with a network of code. So what is it? It's a simple, lightweight network, or LightNet, where developers can monetize their work or remix others' work. And there's a built-in reputation or rating system as well. So a little bit about the technology. It's a fully on-chain network. So all behavior, all execution happens with smart contracts. There's right now 3 smart contracts, and adapt to tie it all together. One of the smart contracts is an ERC20 token called Dev. It's Dev token. It's a native token of the network. And it was developed using no code and AI, so toolblocks.net and midjourney.com, and deployed to BNB Chain, of course. So I'll do a demo. So let's see how it goes. But maybe first of all, I'll show you the smart contracts involved. So one was, as I said, the ERC20 token. The other one was the profile contract. And the core or the heart of the system is this one. It's the workflow. So basically, this is how you actually publish your code, and this is how you get paid. So it begins by actually adding new piece of code, and as parameters, you need to provide the URL of the code. So URL can be, of course, anything. Can be a GitHub URL, can be IPFS, and it's purposefully made like this because it's not bound to any one system. Then now the code becomes in progress, and then it becomes in auditing if you wish, but you can directly also publish it, and then it becomes published. So when the code is published, everybody is actually then kind of able to purchase the code and also pay for the code. And the payment will then involve calculation inside the smart contract to understand what is the share to distribute to the original author, meaning that if this code now is a remix code, then also the author gets paid. But let's see it in action. Right, so to begin, you have 2 options: either browse the work items or developers. If you browse the developers, you're able to, I have 2 here, 2 developers, 2 hackers. I can create my own profile here, and then I can browse the works of these. You can also see that each developer has a rating. So this is rated 5 with total votes of 1. So let's see about the workflows. All right, so these are some of the test workflows here. Test work items here. So for example, you have a great base contract here, which a URL is here. It's github.com base contract, and it's the price to actually purchase the license or use this code is 10 dev tokens, but there's also option to actually use this and create new work. So here we see one derived contract number 1, which is published, so I can purchase it. If I purchase, remember on the great base contract, the share is 10%. So if I now publish the derived contract 1, 10% of the tokens will actually flow to the author of the base contract. And then there's another one here, derived contract 2, which is in progress. So let's publish it. Let's see. So to publish, I need to give a price, and the share I wish to actually capture if my code is being used. Right. So now it's published, and now I can purchase it. I can also rate the parent. So when I rate, what this means is that I'm using the great base contract for my remix. So now I can rate, like, was it a good contract or not? So I can rate the parent. And if I give a rating here, then the parent profile will get rated, right? Anyway, I think I'm out of time, but let me just finish by saying that so it was created by me as a solo developer, software architect and team lead is my background, and I think so there's a lot of innovation, a lot of good ideas flowing around right now, and so especially in crypto, in Web3, and in AI. So let's grow open source with DevCoin.
Great, thank you, Silver. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Some questions from the judges?
I have a question. This is a really interesting ideas, I think. So do you have any plan to kind of like promote it or get it to be used? For example, start with some small ideas or projects or small code.
Right.
And the developers can use it, and finally, by combining all the developers' work, you can get a dApps that is building, for example, on top of BNB chains, and then all developers is sharing the revenues of that dApps.
Mm-hmm. So going forward, I think the way forward would be to actually establish a foundation to make it really kind of inclusive, the ecosystem of the DevCoin. But also, as you saw, like with each work, there was a QR code on the right-hand side. So my vision is that actually, whether you're in GitHub, whether you're just promoting something in Twitter, you can actually expose your QR code. And this is a way to actually bring people into the ecosystem. So there would be a button anywhere, in developer hubs or somewhere, where people can actually, click and come in and pay or purchase the code or remix the code. And so that's the intention. It would not be a platform where people would go and mingle and so on, but it's a lightweight network that is integrated. So this is where the value actually comes from.
A further question from my side. Sorry for that. And what is the revenue models for the platform side? How you earn money?
So as it has this token, so I think what makes sense is that some of this already has a logic where it distributes the income to the hierarchy, right? So I think what makes sense is take a percentage of the income actually, and then give it back to the ecosystem. And I think that's the model. And one more thing to add is that I think that there is actually room for adding different workflows. So right now I showed you one, how you can kind of sell your code and kind of capture money, but I think there could be other kind of dynamics there. So some kind of escrow contracts or something else. But so there could be other workflows. But in any case, I think the revenue model would be a percentage of a sale.
I have a question. So for example, if I'm a user, I just purchase the code, is there a mechanism that can prevent me to distribute the code I purchased already to others for free?
No, there is not. So this is the idea. It's that it is actually kind of compatible with open source. So of course you can steal code or you can take it out, but I think that the answer here is actually to let it be kind of license based. So the code is open source, but there's a license kind of attached to it if it's published here, and this is how you intend to actually make it available to others.
Yeah, this is what I'm thinking, because if the developer of the code do not want to share the code for free, so that means it's highly possible that we can design a mechanism to generate a proof in the license.
True.
So that any users or any third party who wants to use the code, they can verify whether the code they got is authentic from the owner of the code.
Yeah,
this kind of thing, that'd be very interesting, because if I got the code from the website, I know this code is not for free for my business usage. Then I need to verify this kind of the license and understand where I can find owner to purchase the ownership so that I can add the code into my product. So this kind of proof will be very interesting.
Yeah,
and
for
I
sure.
think it will be very valuable for the open source ecosystem.
Yeah, I think the original idea was to kind of fix open source, meaning that to actually put a license or put a or basically reward people who create trustworthy code, like especially in the age of AI, where code is kind of free. It's it's very cheap in the sense, but actually trustworthy kind of code that goes a long way. And I think now is the time to actually create a network and monetize these builders. Like something that is tested, something that makes sense, something that you can build upon. This is something that will be of value in the future.
Okay.
Hello. First of all, thank you for the demo. Actually, I was going to ask about if you thought about the escrow system. You mentioned that it's about it, but one of the main problems about decentralized code selling or similar systems are resolving conflicts. Have you thought about what kind of escrow system you can try to prevent that?
You mean conflicts for purchasing or conflicts of misuse of code?
Yeah, the purchase and both of them, but mainly the purchase.
Right. So for the purchase, I think escrow would be the simplest way. So as I mentioned, I think these these workflows can be kind of switched up. So you can use, like, let's say you have a piece of code. I think you should be able to actually choose then what is the strategy that I want to use to kind of sell my product, like, or the code. Like, is it something that I showed right now? It's very, very easy, very open way, or is it something that Jimmy mentioned that would be, with actually hidden code with a proof, or maybe an escrow version? But I think what is important is that the token stays separate, and then we can have different contracts that actually kind of distribute the code. But there's, of course, needs to be a better dApp that actually ties everything together. If you want to publish something, you choose whatever template you want to use for the code.
Thank you.
Okay, any other last thoughts or questions?
One last inquiry that I had when I saw the deck in the demo previously was, right now, an example was a user put a GitHub link, and then a person who buy it can see those. But right now, does the platform support like private code and granting access to only users who pay for it? Or is it more like a GitHub sponsor feature where anyone can actually see the link, but somehow make a contribution or like a donation where they get access and somehow foster the ecosystem?
Right. So it is in a way similar to the donation, but of course there's the logic of paying also the remixers. So there's this additional logic, and sorry, I forgot what I want to say. So, but yeah. So. So I think, yeah. So it is very similar in that sense to the sponsorship, but it creates more like a network of linked code. And I think to the idea that Jimmy was proposing, I think it's a free, and it's by intention. It's free, actually. The URL, you could put GitHub there, like I put as an example. But I think what makes more sense is IPFS link, because that's then a deliverable. It's like a finished product, maybe a kind of audited product. Another one would be, because it's a free text, right? So you could actually put some kind of proof there, or some kind of hash there, for example, and then distribute it separately offline.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thanks. If nothing else, thank you again, Silver, for sharing. Next, we have Vincent, the founder of Gameland, who has over 8 years of experience in the blockchain industry. Vincent,
okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Vincent, the founder of Gameland. Yeah,
Gameland is trying to build a decentralized GameFi AI tools platform, training AI and building AI for games. So we try. Oh, there's some problem about the sharing. Yeah, we try to solve some problem because many small team or individual developers have ability to develop some module, but they can to open a company or try to share their module to everyone to use it, or they can make the money by the module. And the data scientists that have most variable data set, but they can provide the data for the module developer to use the data to train the module to get the performance skills. Yeah, so we try to solve this problem. We use the AI open market. Yeah, this place will help the users, help the developer to tokenize the module into the NFT assets. So use the NFT assets to protect the ownership. So all the user can use the NFT assets to ask a permission. So all the users need to buy the NFT assets to get the permission to download the NFT. So the individual developer can get the fund from by these NFT cells. And after that, all the module they can open source to everyone, so everyone can oh yeah. So many people will download some user buy the NFT to get the permission to download the module or dataset. Maybe they will share the module to everyone or the user to use. So we try to protect the ownership. So in when the user download the module, they have to use the EK wallet to bound with the NFT. So when they try to run this module, they had to use the wallet to sign to get a verify, and they can run this model or try to use data set. So they cannot share the module to anyone. So we try to protect the module ownerships. And the module is open to everyone, so many users can do some contribute to the module, help them to fine-tuning or provide some data for this module to train the module, and then the module can have better skills for the user to use. So many users will try to buy the API on our platform, and all the contribution will record by the smart contracts, and then all the revenue will distribute by the smart contract to the every contributors. So many the module owners can get the money, and the contributors can also share the profit. So but each one they have the any FT assets, they can build up the community with the developer. They can share some data and try to help the developer to develop the modules. Yeah, and this is our. Let me share our demo. Oh, I need to stop. Oh, can you see? Let me connect with my. So when we come in our platform, you can see the module and data sets. We already upload some module and data set on our platform. You can share your module or data set for free. This one is you can share your module is for free for user to download to use. You can see some description about this module. You can also share it by you have to buy the NFT get permission. And on the left side, you can see the module description, and on the right side, you can see the module download times and the fields and the file size and the NFT address and the NFT price. Yeah, and the data set is same functions, right? Just like the module. Yeah, this one is data set. You can see many times. Download already 23 times, and the file is and we can also see the smart contracts address, try to understand which one buy this NFT, and we will charge some transaction fee by each deals. If you will charge 3% transaction fee as our revenue. Yeah, and then all the users try to, and our next milestone, we support all the module run on platforms. So the user can sell the module skills or sell the module service to the game studio to use, but directly on platform. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, this is our team. Our team have 6 members, and our team. I'm the Vincent of CEO, the founder of CEO, and listing our CTO, and we also have AI and big data expert. Sky is our data expert, and we also have some advice from my neighbor AICell and GreenWim is AI advisors. He has 8 years of R&D experience on big data and machine learning. Yeah, this is our revenue. We will charge some platform fee and subscription fee and the customer service fees. Yeah, that's all.
Thanks a lot. Any questions for? Yeah, go ahead, Ramsey.
Go ahead. Okay. Thank you for your presentation, Vincent. Good job. How do you curate the data and the data sets? And how do you make sure that nobody duplicates and starts selling them?
That you mean the data? Someone maybe provide some data is not usable for the module, right? Yeah. If you want to train the module or provide some data set for the module, and we will the community member will try to vote for your resource. If your resource is bad, so you cannot get the revenue share, and also we cost your credits, and the next time you cannot provide some data for the modules. Yeah.
Okay, and is the token used like a TCR, like a token created registry, like something like Ocean Protocol does?
No, not just like Ocean Protocol. Ocean Protocol just they only sell the data to add to the user, right? But if you download you can download the data set, but you can share it to everyone to use, right? On our platform, we try to help you to protect your data set. We encrypt this data set, and when you download, I said you had to use the wallet to sign to get the permission and try to use the data set. If you share the data set to anyone, to the other one, they don't have the FT, they don't have the wallet address, so they cannot open the data set to use.
Gina,
Hi, Vincent. Thanks for sharing, Vincent. I guess my question here is in terms of scalability, right? Because I'm not sure what are your go-to-market strategies here for this product.
Our go-to-market strategy is now we try to collaborate with some game studio, and we also in some AI community, just like Hacking Face. We try to connect with them and talk with them. Oh, hey guys, you can share your module on a platform. We can help you protect the ownership. You can get the money. And the second part, we try to do some AMA and community airdrop incentive for all the users to try in our platform. If you try in, you can sell your module on platform in the future. On our platform, you can get a credit. In the future, maybe you can get some incentive from the Gameland. And the next part, we will try to do some just like the hackathon or just the developer communities. We support you to develop the module on platform. You can get more bonus on platform. Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, if not, thank you, Vincent, for sharing your demo.
Bye.
Have a nice day. Okay, bye. Next up, we have Jeffrey. Jeffrey is the creator and developer of Greenfield Indexer, who brings over 15 years of software engineering experience and has actively been involved in blockchain development since 2018. So, Jeffrey, over to you.
Yeah, hi everyone. Thanks for having me here. I'm going to talk a bit about the Greenfield Indexer project, but before that, I want to take the time to explore a bit on the inspiration behind this initiative. Just give me a moment. I might be sharing the wrong screen. Oh, right. So sorry. All right. Okay, we're back on the right screen. So as developers, we rely on other people's work to build great things. And there are countless of API, frameworks, and tools that help creators realize their ideas. And BNB Greenfield is one of those solutions. So a couple of months ago, I was going through the BNB wishlist and came across a high-valued request which resonated with me. It was an opportunity to help other developers. So BNB Greenfield provided a way to add text to buckets and objects so that you may better organize them. But what was missing was a comprehensive solution that allows searching through this text and other metadata. So today I introduce Greenfield Indexer, an open source service that indexes all the buckets and objects on BNB Greenfield and make it available for queries through an interactive API. I'd like to highlight 3 key features here. The first is an advanced search capability, which allows multi-text and custom queries, as well as free text search across all buckets and objects. Next, we enable seamless integration through readily available GraphQL and REST APIs, both backed by developer-friendly documentations. And finally, real-time indexing, where new blocks are automatically indexed to reflect the latest data. Let's have a look at how this all works under the hood. And I apologize as this might get quite technical, but it's important for developers wanting to use the service. Yeah, I guess a lot of them would be curious to understand before they jump on board. So we have structured the system into logical layers, starting from the experience layer. That's where users interact with our service and where the GraphQL and REST API reside. These are hosted on Versal Cloud Platform, and the APIs themselves rely on the off-chain data layer, which consists of a cache element and a MongoDB database that's hosted on Atlas Cloud. On the collection layer is where most of the heavy lifting happens. The main component is an ingester, which is responsible for pulling raw data from the blockchain and passing on this data to a component we call an indexer, which restructures this information and organize them in the data layer so that they are compatible with the queries we intend to run on them. There's also a scheduler, which is responsible for starting and restarting the whole collection process. So this might all seem like a pretty complex setup, but we want to make sure we cover 3 important design considerations here. So number 1, we wanted to run this service in a cost-effective and yet scalable manner. That's why we went with the serverless architecture, so we don't need to manage server resources. And at the same time, we can expect the service to scale according to load. The second thing is we wanted to ensure resilience. So in case of any unforeseen errors, the service should self-recover and resume data collection from last successful point. Finally, we wanted to make a reliable service to our users, so it's important for us to have data integrity. So I have prepared a pre-recorded demo. Let me play it for you here. So this is the REST API. We are using the Postman tool, which is a really popular tool among developers for testing out APIs. So what I'm doing here is playing around with the parameters, changing the queries, and observing the results that's coming through the API. So all the response that's coming from the API is actual data that's coming from BNB Greenfield, both on the mainnet and testnet. And this is the GraphQL version of the API. With GraphQL, you have more flexibility in the sense where you can choose the fields that you want to configure, and it kind of tailor to your application. And we have API docs, very comprehensive API docs on GitHub. So due to time limits, we have excluded some features from the API demo, but you can find a lot of these from the official documents itself, from the link that was just there. So what's next for Greenfield Indexer? In Q1, we plan and build the service as well as launch a beta on mainnet and testnet, which is available today. In Q2, starting next month, we will be focusing on monitoring and reliability, as well as defining an SLO. Ultimately, we want to build trust by providing APIs that applications can depend on. So in Q3 onwards is when we can focus on developing feature requests and supporting the community as a whole. So that's Greenfield Indexer. My name is Jeffrey, and I thank you for your time. Links are on the screen, and remember, this is an open source project, so any kind of contribution is welcome on our GitHub. That's all from me. Any questions?
Thanks, Jeffrey. Thanks. Jin, do you have a question?
Yeah, Jeffrey, thank you for your demo. How the end users are going to run the product? Are they going to run their own nodes, or are they going to be able to use hosted services, or both of them?
All right. Thanks, Sam, for the question. So this is a public API. So how developers choose to run their applications is entirely up to them. Ultimately, they can run serverless on the cloud or on their hosted node. As long as they can make a network connection to the internet, they can use the service and they can interact with any of the underlying metadata that we have. So they can run free text search and whatsoever, text filtering,
Thank you. So are you planning on integrating, for example, decentralized nodes that would provide this hosting service for end users as well?
At this stage, no. I want to focus more on the off-chain element, so that we want to provide something that's easily accessible for our users, which is REST API and GraphQL API is something that is the most accessible for most users. So that's something that we wanted to start off with.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, thanks, Jeffrey, for your demo. I have another question. Is about the indexing service itself. Because the tagging stuff, for example, if I'm a data tagger, I will do a lot of tagging based on the the data that is stored on a BNB Greenfield. So I didn't see any features or any design on this kind of things. Could you explain whether you do have it, or you have a design for it? Thanks.
Oh, yeah. So there is already a tagging feature on Greenfield. So we don't want to build something that already exists in the market. What we're building here is actually a search service, so to say, so that if you wanted to filter text, you want to find all the buckets and objects, and you have a few texts that you want to filter out. So this is the service that gives you access to these features, but not the tagging itself. There is already, I believe, DCeller already have a similar feature for tagging itself, for adding text. So we don't want to reinvent something that people are already used to the market. But on the other hand, build something that don't yet exist, but is important.
Yeah, I agree. DCeller has the tagging feature already, but DCeller is just the one implementation of the tagging service in the Greenfield. So from the BNB Chain perspective, we are happy to see more implementations on the similar features, so that we can have a diversified ecosystem on the Greenfield. This is one thing. Another thing I want to understand from the scalability perspective, do you have any, for example, when the traffic on the Greenfield increases very fast, so what kind of the mechanism or design that you can handle the increasing traffic on the Greenfield?
By Greenfield, you mean the BNB Greenfield on the chain, the traffic on the chain increase, and how
the traffic on chain itself? Because if you're running an indexer, that means you have to catch up the block time. Right? So every time you have to keep up the the speed of the chain itself. Because we have observed some of the for example, if you're familiar with the Graph protocol, the indexer implementation of themselves cannot always keep up with the speed of the BNB chain. So we expect this could happen for the Greenfield as well in the short future. So I'm just wondering what kind of design that you can handle this kind of things.
Oh, yeah, this is a really interesting question, Jimmy, and really great observation. So I will have to be a bit technical in my answer here. How we approach this is we actually store the last block height that we were able to successfully catch up on. So ultimately, although we mentioned real time, it may take a few seconds, or it may take longer than a few seconds, depending on how fast we can actually catch up with the Greenfield. But ultimately, we should be able to catch up on every second, assuming currently Greenfield is about 2 seconds per block, right? So we can go up to actually 1 second per block. That's our max speed at this moment. But if we fail to catch up, it wouldn't it wouldn't impact the service downtime, so to say. Your service will still be up and running. It's just that you might expect certain delays for it to pick up to the latest block. So ultimately, how it works behind the scenes is we're just going from one block after another block after another block until we get to the latest block. So that's how it is. So long as once traffic returns to normal on Greenfield, we believe we should be able to catch up with the latest block.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have another question about the indexing service itself.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Greenfield is a storage network, so many people will upload, for example, the text information. For example, I just upload a doc, Google Doc or Word, etc. So is that possible that using the indexer to search the content? For example, I'm looking for a specific content across all the the objects under a particular bucket. This kind of things, is that possible to be implemented in the indexer itself?
To be implemented is definitely possible, but has it been implemented? Honest answer, no. But that's really interesting to be able to search through actual documents itself. Currently, we allow searching through metadata, like the text, or also free text search on the names of the buckets and such. But the content of the files itself is not something that's available now. But definitely, we'll take note of this, and if it's of good demand, as in if there is demand for such a feature, then I believe there is. If you use Google Drive as an example, then definitely it's something that we will want to consider implementing. But to answer your question, it is possible to do that.
Yep, thanks.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Thank you for the demo, Jeffrey. As an engineering member, I do understand like the importance of indexer for developer experience and the ecosystem. But usually what these like, for example, chain explorers or some indexers struggle is usually the business model, because it requires some money to index the funds and also provide the data to the users. So what are some of your strategies for continuing maybe like the business model for the product? Or is it more like a public free access to developers and maybe like focusing on getting grants from chains to supporting? Like, curious to know what are your strategies for those aspects?
Yeah, David, it's a great question. I've been pondering about that myself. So I think I acknowledge that in order to be sustainable, at some point, we have to try to not lose too much money, right? So currently, the service itself is designed as a serverless platform. So long as there is little load, we don't pay a lot of money, barely anything. But once we have people onboarding and they are constantly, hitting the APIs and producing high traffic, that's when cost will start to be of concern. So that's why I put it in my Q3 roadmap to revisit this. And ultimately, if it is something that is unbearable or we need something sustainable, we might have to impose certain kind of pricing. But I would still stress on providing it for free, maybe a base free model. But if you, for whatever reasons that your app needs to use the service, excessively, then we might maybe require a certain transaction through it. But yeah, thanks for asking this, David. It's something that it is important. As much as we like to give something out for free, but sustainability is another consideration as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Alrighty. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Just one last question from my side.
Hi,
Yeah, go.
Hi, Jeffrey.
Hi.
Thanks a lot for your demo and presentation. Just a quick question on your go-to-market strategy. I guess Greenfield is a new sort of infrastructure layer in sort of themselves, and I'm just curious how you're thinking about going to market and scaling your project?
So I think for something for a service like this, so it's targeted to developers and blockchain engineers or startups who's building services that's using BNB Greenfield. So I probably start off with at least not probably, but I have this plan. Would like to reach out on BNB Chain devs on Twitter. I'll try to see if I can get some visibility there, and obviously it's the developer forums as well. And I think at this stage, or at this, if you're going with the AI trends, blogging is really important. Why I mentioned blogging is because we want to have internet presence on the internet or somewhere that can be part of an AI training data. Because if how developers start developing their applications these days, they don't go on Google much anymore. A lot of people use AI tools, generative AI tools, and this is a tool that can surface our services visibility on. So being part of a training data, which is normally if you are on the internet, you'll be part of the training data as well. So that is really important as well. So three things: BNB Chain devs, the forum, and also blogging. And ultimately, this is a kind of high importance request in the BNB wishlist. So I believe the what's the term for it? I cannot think of the term for it, but it's a product market fit. Is there's a demand for this service. So I believe as long as it gets to the right audience, then people will catch on.
Cool, thank you. It's great to mention kind of tapping into the AI narrative. I think that's one way that you can gauge some attention in the current market setup. So yeah, that's a good thinking.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
Okay, any last questions or remarks? No? Okay, thank you, Jeffrey, for sharing and answering all of the questions.
Thank you. Thanks all.
Okay, bye. Okay, we're going to take a short break of about 5 minutes before we move on. So it's 10 past now. So at 15:15, we'll rejoin again for the next batch. Thanks, everyone. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. So next up, we've got Priyanshu from GreenWim, who is a founder and also a student pursuing engineering with a passion for pushing financial inclusion forward and also in sustainable development. Do I have you here? Yeah, okay, perfect. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hello, yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. Hey, do you know a study from MIT proves that for every additional 100 micrograms of particulate matter in atmosphere, the life expectancy of a newborn is decreased by a whole 3 years. And burning coal to generate electricity is a major source of this deadly pollutant. We realize a switch to clean energy is necessary, but even with notable incentives given by governments worldwide, there is a lack of active participation by general public, and we are here to fix this. Our solution is GreenWim, which is the first decentralized physical network to reward climate conscious population for making sustainable choices. Now, through a diagram, we shall explore how different stakeholders participate in the network and benefit each other. Here, the user A, let's say I am that consumer and I visit my local electronic shop to get a rooftop solar grid. The store recommends me to get a GreenWim enabled panel as it will earn me passively while others cannot do so. So naturally, I buy his recommendation. Now, after installing the panel and adding the sensor secret to my account on GreenWim portal, I just have to wait for a few months. Now, I would now after let's say after 3 months, I would have saved the third on my electricity bill since I am using solar for the task during the daytime and have earned certain amount of GW tokens. Now I can sell it on the platform to let's say brand Y, or I can redeem it with the partnership of retail through brand X. Now brand X and Y can claim their subsidiaries and tax benefit as announced by the government for those brands that are actively helping them transition to green energy sources and away from coal. Now let's see how this all practically on the Greenfield portal through this demo. Uh, can you add the demo? First of all, you have to go to this add sensor section, and every sensor or the sensor enabled device comes with a secret code that you have to put in. Here it is. And now I can just easily add this in my profile. Okay, now the sensor has been added. Now in the contract, we have saved an array of hashes of all these secret codes. So any sensor that is relaying the generation data has to be a verified sensor. Okay, so now let's have a closer look at how the sensor actually works. So here we have a INET219 integrated circuit, which basically measures the energy generation and consumption, and it has been connected with an Arduino, which then processes the incoming signal and forwards it to the Raspberry Pi, which is basically used to connect this whole thing with the internet and to provide a wallet to sign the transactions. So we are planning to replace this Raspberry Pi with a Bluetooth interface, which will communicate with an application on your phone to handle the communications with the blockchain. I should get my token star. So say I want to sell 100 tokens. This amount is in the BNB token, and I also want to offer it as an option. So what option allows people to do that they can buy the option to buy this token in future if they see that I currently don't want to own this, but I may need in future and the values are currently down, so I can just buy the option and exercise that option if I see fit. And the duration for option is the duration for which the buyer will hold on to these tokens, and these are currently in seconds for the demo purposes. Otherwise we would have to wait a long time just to show how it works. Let's say for 60 seconds. Okay, so now that the direction has been completed, tokens, and I will now switch up to simulate another buyer. Now let's say I want and buy it completely. Okay, since now I have bought these tokens, this is the current market price. I have a local retail that gives me some kind of discount for 50 tokens. So on the contract level, what it basically does, it takes a value, how much tokens. So let's say 50 tokens and the address for which this redeem thing has to be performed. So I'll just copy the address here and let's transact. So the plan is to implement this redeem token thing at the point of sale of the different retail options to make it very seamless. And naturally, people will want to use it more if there is less friction to do so. Can you switch back the slides? Okay, so now we have seen the working. So these are our current monetization plan. Firstly, the platform fee, which we can take for different trades and sale perform on the platform. And as the popularity grow, we can charge certain fee for different manufacturers for the sensor integration. And as corporates need more tailored features for themselves, we can charge for custom features too. And so now let's discuss why now is the time to join us. Firstly, the market currently is at 2 billions, which is projected to grow more than 100 times. So it is a great time to start. Secondly, there's a huge push from governments around the world, and and it also introduces blockchain in public-private partnerships, making governments more familiar with how blockchains work and technology as a whole, which will which will push blockchain to new heights. And also this presents a global opportunity to onboard the next billion users to the blockchain. And as it is always said, the best time to save the environment is now. So this is our currently timeline. So we are at the MVP level for now. By a few months after, we are planning to start integrating on small scale. By third quarter, we are planning partnerships with brand, and by the end of year, a global launch. So these are the team members. I am Priyanshu Ranjan. I am the full stack developer and the founder. Here is Akash, who is the IoT engineer, and Ansh, who is the blockchain developer. So thanks for your time. Now I would like to welcome any questions that you might have.
Thank you. Jin, do you have one?
Hey, Priyanshu. Thanks for the presentation. I guess I'm just thinking from the scalability perspective, right? Your product seems like a great fit for an enterprise level, and I don't think it is suited very much for the retail level, because not many retail people go to the store to actually buy solar panels and stuff like that. So I guess the question here is, do you guys already have like some sort of actual working product, and have you guys already done the first step of looking into expanding into the market, your go-to-market strategies? Do you already have that in place? And second question I have, sorry, would be, how do you guys differentiate yourself from other sort of similar kind of green projects out there, like NRG Coin? I believe they are also quite similar to you guys, where they reward users with tokens for going green on solar panels and stuff like that. Thank you.
Okay, so firstly, the first question about the sensor. So we do have a working prototype. But it currently uses Raspberry Pi. So as we are planning to scale it, we need to replace it certain things to bring the cost down. And for the sale thing, I think it was just for an example that I put. Otherwise, you can also like order online or the enterprise level, and you can just provide your wallet address for other transactions like redeem and other things. So that is also taken care of. And how we differentiate ourselves, because we are planning to make like a whole different decent, as I mentioned, it is the plan is to make a decentralized physical network. So all of those solar panels are going to be equipped. They all are going to work as generation providers. There are going to be validators and all. So the it is very easy for government to trust a project like this because we have a physical presence. We have proof how these coins are being minted, why are they minted, and why are certain people given the tokens that they are given, which I think is a unique selling point in our case.
All right, and how the second question would be, how do you differentiate yourself out there from the rest of your potential competitors?
Now, as I mentioned, because we have a very advantage in proving how, let's say I have 100 tokens. How I get to tokens is very easy to prove because I bought a solar panel. It was equipped with a sensor. There is whole generation data that okay, in this day I have used this much, and this is why I'm getting it, which other projects lack.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Priyanshu.
Mm.
Where does carbon credit integrate? Do you have any integration in terms of carbon credits, and or is it solely based on the potential?
Okay, so for the carbon credit markets, it can also be integrated here. So currently, our focus for now is to like switch how we can get to like a large user base. Once we have a large user base, we as a company like GreenWim can offer carbon credits on these thing too, which also earns extra points to our clients or our users. So that is something we are actually looking forward to in actively. And but there are different like laws regarding to carbon credits in different countries, so it might not be initially available globally, but we do plan to add carbon credits and other maybe something related to water sources, like using clean water and things like that, using responsibly. So we are actively looking on how we can make it more wider, so the scope of project can be extended very widely. But currently we are focusing on getting solars onto the people's sunroof, because having a focused idea for in the initial start will make us more easy to like gain customers. So focusing on a narrow target for now.
Yeah, which one's on first? Are you focusing first on government entities, or are you focused on the retail markets first? It's kind of what Jim asked.
Can you repeat the question?
Sorry. So who's your first target market? Is it government? Are you trying to get into government first, or are you trying to go after retail first?
Okay, so the government around the world has already given initiatives and already announced the initiatives, right? So the government is already in our customer base. We just have to make some partnerships and all. So that shouldn't be that hard. But the first thing is to get the users to buy. So making them aware that there is a product that will lower your electricity bills and will give you extra rewards. That is the most challenging part for now. So that is the thing we are currently focusing on. So bringing down the sensor cost for each sensor, and to get more people aware about it and the potential benefits that they can have in future.
So your focus is on retail first, right?
Yeah, for getting as many customers.
Okay.
Thanks for that. Sorry, one quick thing that I wanted to ask to Priyansu was the DePIN projects usually are a pretty like complex projects, and looking into them, like they have like good on-chain logic, but the core side of the business actually lies in how they manage the infrastructure and how they actually bound that together with the Web3 aspects. So regarding solar panels and how users actually benefit from using those solar panels. Could you, at a high level, briefly share about like how a solar panel energy can get access to the users who purchase the tokens, and some works that are handled behind the scenes for the infrastructure layers, just as at a high level?
Okay. So currently, to like get a token, you have to first of all install a solar and use that energy. So all of that is handled by the I think there is IC called INA219, which is I mentioned in the sensor. So that thing like counts and that gives you the token. And how you can use token to get solar energy. So currently this is not how we are targeting. So currently we are targeting you can sell those tokens to corporations that are looking to lower their carbon footprint. Okay. So but it can be implemented in future, like as electric cars are becoming more and more uh, a common thing nowadays. So we can like partnership with a charging network that people can pay through their the GW tokens and in charge can charge their vehicles or at different things where as more things get electric, the tokens value will increase more and more, and the partnership, and for that the partnerships are very important. So yeah, I think if we can find a partnership like that, it will be really easy to implement.
I got a question. You mentioned that the main target customers of the performance will be the retailers. And also you need some like physical devices or sensors to connecting data for those retailers who is using this new energy. So what will be the potential cost for the retailers to get that physical devices to connect data and to get reward in form of tokens? And what is the cost, and how long it will get the retailer to be break even by getting rewards in form of the tokens?
Okay, so how retailers can get break even? So let me answer that first. So mm, the load of the cost of the sensor is not going to be passed on to the retailer but the consumer, because the consumer will get all the benefits like selling tokens and getting profit in instead of that. So we will list customer that these are the profits and number of profits that you will get. So if they want, they can already see that okay, I can very easily make my investment back in 1 or 2 months. So they can naturally buy that. So the retailer will not have to do the heavy lifting for convincing the customer how why you should buy this one even though it costs more. So and the secondly about the cost price. So the our current model that we are using, it costs around I think $10 or so to make, so which is a relatively high cost. But once we have achieved all of this, like integrate into a custom PCB, it should not cost more than $5 or $6. So and considering the price of solar panels is already pretty high, it is not going to be a very uh, big add-on onto the base price. And as like for even bigger pieces, like larger pieces of solar, the cost that it increases is all going to be almost negligible, while offering a great number of extra potential earning features and extra benefits that other solar panels will not have.
Okay, gotcha. The cost you mentioned around $10 is a fixed cost, right? It's not, there's not gonna be a continual, for example, annual cost or so it's
it is a one-time fixed cost only. It is not going to increase continuously.
okay.
And also the $10 cost is the one prototype that we have built currently. But of course, we have built with aftershave parts, and so it costs more. But once all of this thing is integrated onto a single PCB, the cost will be dramatically down.
Okay, thank you. If nothing else, I think we'll move on. Thank you very much, Priyanshu, for your sharing. Okay, so moving on. Next, we've got Tina, a Columbia Business School graduate with 15 plus years of software as a service experience. And Tina is coming from LocknPull. So yeah, Tina, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Tina, co-founder of Seekers Alliance. Today, I'm here to present our hackathon project, LocknPull. Sorry. Seekers Alliance is a skill-based Web3 native trading card game with unique blockchain-enabled features, such as our award-winning hierarchical drawing pools concept that enables fair and flexible random draws using OP-BNB BRF. Our game mechanics was inspired by the popular manga and anime series Hunter x Hunter. If you've seen the anime, you might remember the Greed Island game, in which players engage in deadly battles to be the first to collect all 100 bounty cards to beat the game and receive 3 legendary artifacts. In Seekers Alliance, just like in Hunter x Hunter, the first player to seize all 100 bounty cards beats the season and wins the season jackpot, which is funded by card pack purchases. In fact, up to 90% of all card pack revenue are returned to our players in the form of game jackpots, tournament prizes, and rewards for staking and referrals. With our strong DeFi background, we will maximize capital efficiency and make sure all of our assets are deployed in the various OP-BNB ecosystem projects, such as Kinza Finance for lending and PancakeSwap for liquidity, to generate even more value for the entire ecosystem. So to bring the excitement of Greed Island to Seekers Alliance, we wanted to allow players to challenge each other to win cards from their opponents. We believe that this is a concept that DGens will love. Having higher stakes will greatly increase competition, playability, and fun. And the OP-BNB chain is perfect for implementing something like this due to its low cost and high performance. And so this is where LocknPull comes in. Let's see how it works. In this new lockable ERC-1155 smart contract, there are 3 parties involved: the challenger, the NFT manager, which you can think of as the game's admin account, and the challenge player who owns the NFT. When game starts, the challenger first sends a request to the game server, and the game server alerts the NFT manager to call the lock method in the lockable NFT contract. This effectively prevents an NFT owner from moving or selling the targeted NFT during battle. Then battle commences. If the challenger wins, the green path will be taken. The game server calls the NFT manager, who calls the unlock and transfer method to transfer the NFT to the challenger who had won. If the challenger loses, the blue path will be taken, and the NFT will be unlocked and remains in the challenge player's wallet. This lockable ERC-1155 standard can be adopted by any blockchain gaming project for an additional layer to blockchain gaming. Let's see a demo of how it works. So first, I'm going to log in with a new wallet on the OP-BNB testnet. And we can go to the OP-BNB scanner to see that currently I have no NFTs in this wallet. Coming back to the game, we can see what the NFTs are available in my opponent's wallet. So these, I can select any of these as my target, but I'll go for the highest rarity NFT right here. So this is an extremely simplified version of our game used for just demo purposes to showcase the looting process. The goal is to win 2 of the 3 regions by having a higher sum than the opponent. Also, I encourage you to try out the demo for yourselves. It has pretty cool sound effects that you won't be able to hear right now due to the way I'm live screen sharing. So my strategy for this game is to kind of forfeit the first region by giving it the smallest numbers, and then kind of even out the other 2 regions so I can win the latter 2 areas. So if I end turn, I can see what our opponent has. So we lost this first one, but it's okay. We won the second and the third. So now my guy is going to unleash his ult. And we won. So since I won the battle, I got the NFT that I chose earlier. We can now go back and refresh my wallet to see these new NFT that I just received. I can also go to the OPBNB scanner for the smart contract, the lockable NFT contract, and see that both the lock and the unlock and transfer methods were just recently called, and that's what sent the NFT to my wallet. So we'd love to see more blockchain games adopt our LocknPull mechanism to bring more excitement and competition to on-chain gaming to take it to the next level. Let's change the game together on OPBNB. Thank you.
Thanks, Tina. Okay, questions?
Okay. First of all, thank you for the demo. Actually, it's not a question, but just I want to ask your comment about this. Of course, this strategy can work out on multiple games or different products, but would there be a problem with the front running here? Have you ever give it a thought? For example, whenever my card is challenged just before it, the user can front run the transaction of the locking and save his rare card maybe. I mean, of course, this depends on from usage to usage, but just wanted to hear your idea about this.
I believe we would design it in a way where it's done in the same transaction. So once the request is called and the game server answers, it locks the NFT so you can't transfer it or sell it during the battle. So I'm not really sure if you can front run it. Our engineer will be able to answer that better, but I think we package it in one call. So it would all be done together in the same transaction.
Okay, thank you.
Hey Tina, thanks for the presentation. I guess Sam also asked something that I wanted to ask. I guess my other question here is this LocknPull is the whole strategy that you guys are executing, right? It's not only for Seekers Alliance game per se, but it could be replicated for other games as well.
Right.
I like it. I like Gamblify and you know how you combine gamification Gamblify here. I think it's perfect for DJs.
Thank you. Yes, I think
and
DJs will like this concept.
yeah, what would your go-to-market strategy here be for this?
Yeah, great question. Actually, we have a lot of exciting things planned for our go-to-market. We're a big fan of the viral strategies like FriendTech, like if you remember FOMO 3D of 2018. So that's why we're putting 90% of our card pack revenue back to the players through like referrals. So you can have referral code. So everybody who shares will get revenue coming in from their sharing. And people who purchase their packs earlier will actually get a percentage of every pack that comes after it. And we believe for the DGens as well as for Web2 gamers, jackpots and tournaments are huge incentives. For example, the Street Fighter tournament that just awarded $1 million to some Taiwanese gamer was really awesome. It brought a lot of eyeballs and attention to Street Fighter, which isn't, you know, when you think about the latest game, like in terms of gameplay and technology, but people really want to participate because of the large jackpots and tournaments. And we also believe, because we're all gamers here in our company, and we want to bring blockchain games to like the esports scene. We want to take it to the next level to, you know, be on the same level as StarCraft, like League of Legends, and we want to make it actually fun to play. So that's our go-to-market through like the viral strategies, also esports scene, and we want to onboard millions of gamers from Web2 to Web3 because we feel like a lot of times Web2 people don't think Web3 games are that fun, and that's why they're not joining. So with you know, more innovative strategies, you know, being able to steal cards from each other, we think that would generate more interest, and then also having incentives like jackpots and tournaments that would be good for bringing the Web2 gamers to Web3.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, Tina. Thanks for the presentation. I had a quick question. Has the game launched yet? Or do we have users, or is it planning to get launched?
Yes, we're planning to launch the game before the end of the year. We're currently fundraising. And one of the main reasons why we love to participate in the BNB Chain hackathons is because we understand the value of MVB and Binance Labs. Actually, one of our co-founders was actually a graduate of Binance Labs batch 2, like way back in the days. So we understand the resources that come with these type of programs and accelerators. So hoping to get into one of them before we launch the game later in the year. We're always adding to our smart contract. We just finished our second demo version after getting feedbacks from pro gamers from our first demo. So we changed the game mechanics a little bit and upgraded the UI. And this video would come out later in the month, I believe. And then we're having like mini game experience, kind of like what you saw with the looting, but a little bit more involved in some on-chain experience for our potential gamers. And then also we have like a small airdrop of a raffle ticket that these gamers can then bring back to our game when the game launches. And then we are also planning to release 10K secret NFT sales. And the secret NFTs are kind of like the VIP passes to get into our game, and with some token generating abilities. So we have all this planned for our roadmap, and we're hoping to launch before the end of the year. Thanks.
Okay. Actually, I have one additional question. Actually two. Number one is how do you view the mobile experience? Trust Wallet is a mobile app, and when user access that through like an EF browser that Trust Wallet has, I'm curious to know like what are your targets, because the demo was based on a web browser in a laptop. And the second one is we have a new type of wallet that uses account abstraction. And yeah, I'm keen to work to see what we can create synergy, because the new account abstraction product we launched has a very good GameFi integration experience. So yeah, like I want to know like whether it's compatible with AA, and second, how the mobile wallet experience looks like within your game.
Yeah, sure. So when we first launch our game, it's going to be web-based, but this web-based will also support RWD. So you can use mobile browsers on your Google or Apple phone to be able to open and play the game. But the experience won't be, super customized to a platform. So in the future, we're planning to come up with the platform-specific mobile apps as well. But just at our initial launch, we're already going to be able to support mobile web browsers opening the game. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Gods Unchained, which is another blockchain card game. They, I think just last week or the week before, came out with their mobile apps, even though they've been in the market for a couple of years already. So we're hoping to do something similar, but we hope our mobile apps will come out a little bit faster than theirs. And we're looking to, have partnerships and collaborations potentially with Trust Wallet and any other mobile or chain partnerships. So we're happy to talk. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question. Thanks, Tina, for your demo. I have a question. I think the lock and challenge is a generic model that could be reused by other games.
Yes.
Right. So it's not just one game that can be built on top of it. I'm just wondering whether do you have a library for game developers who are willing to develop the similar games based on the same logic?
We have a library. Yes, it's just currently it's just our smart contract right now, and we want to actually apply for ERC standard. So it's based off of the ERC 1155 standard, but a lockable version of it. So we're hoping to submit a proposal so anyone would just be able to use the standard. It won't be like as complicated as you needing a library. It could just be open source for everyone. We just want to throw the idea out there.
Yeah. Do you have the proposal for the ERC committee to review?
Oh, we're working on it right now. So we
Oh.
actually just developed this contract for this hackathon that just this past month. So we're working on the actual proposal to get it approved, hopefully. And we've never done, a ERC standard proposal before. So we're looking into kind of how the process is done and things like that. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions? Okay, cool. If not, then Tina, thank you very much for your demo and for your time.
Thanks, everyone.
Alrighty, next up we have Andrew, who is the CTO and co-founder of Eternity, who's representing PLAYMASK. Andrew is a developer with 10 plus years experience in tech, AI, machine learning, GDWC, Best Web3 Game finalist, and has won 9 hackathons as well. Alrighty, Andrew, over to you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Andrew, and I'm here to present you the PLAYMASK. It's a Web3 SDK built with Microsoft Azure PlayFab and BNB that makes Web3 gaming easy, that helps game developers, both Web2 game developers and Web3 game developers, to make Web3 gaming easy. So while developing our game Eternity, we found the problem of the user experience in Web3 games. Like there's like a struggle with a high learning curve, with some technical barriers to enter the space, to manage wallets, to manage transactions, gas fees. So we wanted to solve this, not just for our game, but also for other developers too. And what we built is a solution that provides seamless login options, high hidden wallet management, gasless transactions, and secure private key management, and ownership of digital assets for games, but everything seamless. Like users don't need to worry about learning about Web3 blockchain. They can just focus on the gaming experience. So PLAYMASK makes Web3 gaming easy by expanding functionality of Azure PlayFab, which is widely used in AAA titles and in AA titles, but with Web3 capabilities while maintaining the simplicity for users. So it provides easy login, automated wallet management, simplified transactions, gasless, and engaging, focus on the gameplay, transparent rewards distribution, and no more complicated onboarding for users. So how it works? We built a web API using Microsoft Azure that uses the well-known developer-friendly PlayFab for games to manage accounts. It uses Google login, Facebook login, Twitter, Steam, Epic Games, whatever login. So user, while playing the game just sends a session token to our web API, so it authenticates the requests. Then there is like a Web3 component that creates and stores the private keys in a secure Azure key vault. So it's like completely secure and it can pass any secure audits. And it uses the power and the robust speed of the BNB chain for all the transactions. So our future plans is to add more functionality. Now it has like a daily rewards pool, the wallet management, the account management, but we're expanding this to some play turn mechanics, to some DeFi mechanics, for example, and adding lending, borrowing, for example, using Uniswap API to swap tokens in game. We are an award-winning game studio of 4 people, won 9 hackathons, won Best Web3 Game on Game Development World Championship. We already have like 35,000 users of our pre-alpha test of Eternity. And now we are also integrating all this functionality into Eternity. Now I want to show you a video, a short trailer of the game. So, yeah. Oops, something is bad here. Okay, never mind. Let's proceed to the demo of the SDK that we built. So basically, for the developers, we offer this in an open source SDK on the GitHub that uses my email and password to log in. For example, we also can use guest login. We also can use any login providers like Google, Facebook. So now I have my user ID on PlayFab, but I also have a wallet address that's attached to my account. I have a token balance, which we issued some tokens ERC20 for the testing purposes on BNB Chain. For example, now I add some user score to my account. Let's assume I'm playing the game, getting some user score. Okay, and now I can distribute the daily rewards based on the user score. So yeah. Now, what is happening on the backend? The web server received my authentication token, the session token of my session in the game on the client side. It authenticated the request and also got the private key from the key vault. It gets the private key only when needed. So for example, now let's assume I have a friend in my friend list in the game, like in Fortnite or somewhere. Yeah, we have those friend lists. And now I can send the tokens to my friend based on his PlayFab account. Again, there is the private key. The transaction is signed, so the tokens are transferred, and I don't need to do anything from the user perspective. I don't need to pay gas. I don't even need to know my wallet address. We're now showing it just for demo purposes. So yeah, I want to go back to the slides. So I can show you what we're building next using our SDK. So we're building our game UI for distributing tokenized rewards and NFTs. Our game is AI powered. So I hope I can show you the trailer after I show some slides. But now let's focus on this. So actually, this is a play to earn game where people play the shooter game. There is a deathmatch battle royale. So it's a very high quality game that can compete with titles like Call of Duty or Fortnite. We built this daily rewards pool. There is a battle pass. So everything is on chain. We plan to launch this on BNB. Also, there are chests, loot boxes, in-game marketplace, NFTs, daily rewards. So all this we are building using that solution that we open sourced for other players. So yeah. So yeah, that's mainly it. I would love to also show you the YouTube video of our game just by sharing my screen, so you can see a little bit what we are building using the yeah. So let me share. Hope now you can see my screen. Yeah, so basically this game uses AI to provide interactions with avatars. We have AI avatars that you can play with. You take a selfie, you create an avatar with your selfie, with your voice and your personality. It comes alive in the game, so you can talk to it like to a real person. You can play with it as a skin. Also, there are AI NPCs providing dynamic quests. You can engage in conversations. So also there are a lot of AI functionality for the user-generated content. So users can create their own worlds using a combination of AI and procedural world generation. They can create their own skins. We are targeting this also to influencers and streamers. So streamers can create their avatars with their own face and sell them as NFT collections to the users. So we get a cut from our marketplace. And of course, it's trading, earning, playing. So it's the ultimate play to earn games, but it's targeted to Web2 gaming audiences. So that's why we really needed to solve this challenge of the user experience in the Web3 by creating this solution that's called PLAYMASK. Yeah. So that's it. I'm ready for your questions.
Thanks a lot, Andrew. Questions from judges?
Thanks, Andrew, for the presentation. The game indeed looked great. I had a question regarding the wallet experience within the game. So now it looks like user automatically gets a wallet the private key is stored within the PLAYMASK, or I think the SDK service provider. How do you think about like account abstraction or
Yeah.
smart contract based wallets, and what are your efforts for like your roadmap that your team has to actually provide a more seamless and actually a better experience to trade those assets in game or maybe in a third-party marketplaces or things like that?
Okay, so I will split the answer in two parts. First of all, about the account abstractions. So we have like very strong partners and advisors in terms of account abstractions. That's DP. That's an account. That's an account abstraction protocol, and we have them as advisors to discuss all the complexities and the challenges of account abstractions. For the hackathon, we built our solution very simply. It doesn't use any smart wallets and account abstraction at the moment, but we investigated this field and we are planning to add it in the future to use that standard of account abstraction and the smart wallets. There is only one challenge, that the gas fees are becoming a little bit higher because of the account abstraction. So, for example, for our beta version, I think we will keep things as they are, very simple, but in the future, if there is like a more efficient way to use account abstraction, we will definitely add it. And actually this project, we wanted to add already, like for the hackathon, the account abstraction, but just we were a little bit limited for a time, and we decided to we better provide working MVP than we will let's say like work on more complex features. But the account abstraction is in the roadmap, so we are planning to add it and abstract the accounts, like and use the different approach of the smart wallet, of the smart contract based wallets in our solution. The second question is like how we want to simplify the trading for the users. So the trading will be simplified because we will integrate the marketplace inside the game. So we will have our own NFT marketplace, like in World of Warcraft, for example. They have the auction, they have the trading where you place your products, they are trading inside the game. But for those who wanna trade on different marketplaces, we are planning to integrate like a functionality to withdraw your assets to a cold wallet. So you just type your wallet address for the assets that you want to withdraw. You are withdrawing them to your wallet. And because of using like a Zeta chain protocol for cross-chain transfers of the assets in the smart contract, we can transfer the assets from one chain to other. They're primarily on the BNB chain, but using Zeta chain, we can transfer, for example, to Ethereum, to Polygon, so they can use different marketplaces. They can trade on Binance NFT, they can trade on OpenSea, so they just withdraw the assets and trade on any marketplaces they can imagine. Then if they want to get back the assets to the game, they just need to send the assets back to that wallet address that is attached to the user account. So hope this answered your question.
Okay, thanks. Any other questions for Andrew?
Yeah, Andrew, thanks for a demo. Basically, I have another question following David's question. You just mentioned the account abstraction is not implemented yet. I see that some of the features, for example, the gasless transactions, and wallet management without any. Actually, you're trying to abstract away the complexities of the wallet management by the SDK. So without account abstraction, how did you do that? I'm just wondering what kind of the mechanism works
in this context, the gasless transactions, they're gasless for the user perspective. But for our side, we have something like a relayer wallet that pays all the transactions for the user right now. So that's simply that.
Okay. So basically, you are trying to use the relayer wallet to implement this feature right now.
Absolutely.
So what about the session management? For example, if I'm a gamer, I just log in, and during my game session, how did you sign the transactions during the session? Right now.
I see. So this is very simple. When the player plays the game, he has this session token. for example, if the token expired, the client issues a new token. But on the web API, we need the session token each time when we want to authenticate a request. So the session token is being sent, the wallet, the private key is being retrieved from the key vault by, so there is like a security mechanism which is implemented on Azure, where the web API only has access to that key vault, and only that one particular web API is authenticated to use the key vault. So it's like robustly secure. And yeah, there are like just those session tokens that are used in PlayFab. And there is like on the server side, there is also like a PlayFab. We have the PlayFab API to authenticate the session token before making any transactions. The private key is retrieved from the key vault at the moment where we need to sign the transactions. This transaction is being signed for the user. We are sending a very small amount of the tokens from the relayer wallet to the wallet of the user to actually sign the transaction using the private key. So that's how it works.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you, Andrew.
Okay, thanks. Any other questions before we move on?
Just one thing. Yeah, thanks for the answer. I just went out because of an unstable internet connection. But yeah, thanks for the answer, Andrew.
Thank you so much. Thanks for great questions and for the opportunity.
Great. Thanks again, Andrew, for the demo. Appreciate it. Alrighty, moving on then. We have got Nick, who is the founder and lead developer of ReceiveMe. Has experience with crypto since 2015 and has won 10 awards from multiple Web3 events and hackathons in the last year. So Nick, over to you.
I think you're muted, Nick.
Oh, sorry about that, guys. So Receive.me started in October, 5 months ago. Our first MVP was kind of focused on, more focused on in-person payments, making in-person payments more accessible. So basically we used the wallet SDK provided by Apple to make a pass much like this. It was embedded with the address. And then basically you would just say, hey, if you want to receive me payments in person, you could just scan the QR code. In the last 2 months, we've kind of shifted our direction more into online integration, more online interaction, making that more accessible. So currently you can create a profile on Receive.me right now, link your socials and wallets from different networks. And then in addition, we're going to demonstrate for you guys the organization profiles, which we think we've laid the groundwork for that feature. So the first thing you would do when you're on Receive.me is log in through one of these means, account abstraction. Do that. And then if you have a new account, just wait a few seconds, go through the onboarding process. It's pretty simple. So it's kind of self-explanatory. You basically link your socials here, different addresses here. We obviously need to add a lot more introspection for this. But the idea is that you can customize the appearance. It kind of works like Linktree. So we want to go blue. There we go. So we want to add Discord to the social. This obviously needs a lot more inspection as well, but I forgot to save. So there you go. You can open up Discord and whatnot. So there's a few takeaways from this. It allows ease of access for individuals to receive payments online. So think developers, freelancers, influencers, they can use Receive.me to kind of receive voluntary payments, maybe if they're maybe trying to brand themselves, maybe they're doing a public service. There's a customizable user experience. So that's kind of the groundwork, what we're leading for our organization profiles. So if we go to receive.me/pancakeswap, we can see kind of this idea where you could, Web3 communities could use Receive.me to onboard users, kind of see user retention. There's a few projects that do this that I'll mention in the slide. So kind of the idea is you link your wallet. In this case, we're checking if I own this specific token, PancakeSwap, cake. And then in this one, it gives us a check mark. And then in this one, it checks if we staked in their liquidity pool. And since I have it, hooray. And then there's just some other resources as well. So yeah, I think it's pretty useful for user retention. So it's basically, as I said, an onboarding process for organizations. Galaxy.com, Interact.io, Gleam.io was the old one that kind of does this, kind of allows users to find events, organizations, kind of different initiatives, projects to contribute, participate in. Maybe they got like a public service going on, an event. So currently that's going to be our focus for the next few months, trying to develop the introspection and functionality for organization profiles, working with other brands, seeing what features they want, more personalization features, more metadata, adding a bio, whatnot. And obviously more direct integration with DeFi protocols and social media APIs. So we've accomplished a lot in 2 months and during this hackathon, we've developed that entire app that we demonstrated for you guys, the user experience for boost profiles, and we've provided ourselves a lot of groundwork and introspection for how we want to take this to the next level. So yeah, guys, if you guys have any questions with Receive.me, I'm happy to answer them. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Nick. All right, questions from the judges, thanks.
Thanks for the demo, Nick. I think it's quite interesting that like it tries to link with the social media and the Web3 identity in a single like shareable page. Could you share like what is your GTM strategy and also like your future business model on how you plan to monetize the app?
Yeah. So currently we're trying to consult with different organizations, see what features they want. There was a similar company a year ago that I went to when I went to a different ETH event called WeLook. And they kind of did a similar thing with Web3 profiles, and they provided agency services to Web3 companies. So that could be a direction we could look into, providing like event planning for different Web3 projects. We could provide more premium services within the appearance section. So we could provide like animated, more customized appearances for profiles. You know, if there was an event, we could provide, if there was a specific organization, we could provide more introspection, maybe put them on the top of on the homepage. Let me reiterate. If we had an organization profile, we could put them on the homepage for like advertisement. It's a premium service. I think there's a lot of direction where we could go where we can make premium services and make revenue.
Okay, thanks.
So it's gonna be like a attestation for organization or raters on chain for their social medias or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. So there's a few companies, as I mentioned, like Galaxy.com. They kind of do this attestation thing for organizations, but it's mostly for Web3 projects, but it's mostly off-chain. I don't think they provide really any introspection for on-chain attestation. So I think Received on Me could be a huge benefit to a lot of Web3 communities trying to build their community up. Like Pancake Swap could use Received on Me if they were doing like an event. Maybe they were doing an airdrop. Maybe if they just users wanted to find the resources, like as I shown here, like the docs, GitHub. I think it could be a very valuable user resource to both communities, businesses, and users.
Got you. So how do you differentiate it with other competitors like Linktree? I think they're doing similar things. They don't have attestation on chain right now, but they can do it easily in the future. So how do you think you differentiate your protocols with other potential competitors doing similar things, which maybe already got a lot of like utilization or use cases or even big projects using them?
Yeah, so I think we could do more hands-on interaction with organizations and communities. So currently we're obviously a small initiative, so we're trying to work with different businesses, see what they want. There is some interest, some demand in event planning and whatnot, like kind of handling projects when they're trying to market themselves as a brand, like, hey, we have an event going on here. We have some account abstraction service that we use. As I logged in with Google as demonstrated. We have the opportunity to make custody management. So if people wanted to purchase cryptocurrency or whatnot, or purchase through Received on Me for an event or something like that, purchase a ticket for an event, we could handle that. We could handle that service for the end user and organization. We intend to be a middleman pretty much for accessibility within the space.
Nick, thank you for the presentation. How do you plan on using the data? Because I saw you integrated Covalent in your backend. What is your plan?
Using the data? So currently we use, for on-chain data, we just use readable functions. So for Pancake Swap, we use two viewable functions in the smart contract. So, Cake, it has like balance of function. The ERC20 has the balance of function. And then with the liquidity pool for Cake, we used, I think there was just a readable function to check whether or not a user has staked in the liquidity pool. We're trying to add mostly readable functionality because we're trying to minimize state changes on the network as much as possible. And also not to mention on the dashboard as well, we have the analytics section that's we're currently developing with the Covalent and QuickNote API for different metrics.
Thanks.
Thanks. Any other questions or final thoughts? Okay, cool. Thank you so much, Nick, for sharing the demo. All right, thank you. All right, last demo for the day is going to be from Alexandra, a full stack developer for the past 3 years and is representing Sograph.
Hello everyone, hope y'all doing great. Today I'll be showcasing a little bit of our app that we're developing, a social network, decentralized for people to use as a sort of content creation place and also a marketplace for the content they create. So I'll be showing a video real quick, showcasing the app, and I'll try later on to show the tech live. Here. My name is Alex, and today I'll be showcasing Sograph, a decentralized social network built on smart contracts where people can commercialize all of the content they create. It's currently running on BNB Smart Chain Test Network. We're using Pinata as the NFT data storage and MetaMask as the wallet for the MVP. Once you created your profile, you can edit it in settings and going to the bottom of the page and hitting save. After a while, you just have to refresh the page and the info will be updated. You can follow other profiles and find their latest posts in the feed tab up top. Subscribe to the yearly premium version of Sograph, which enables handle customization, have the verified badge on your profile, and makes it easier for you to be found quickly, similar to ENS names. Other benefits for the premium version are in works. You can create posts and publish them on your feed, and for each post you create and publish, you pay a small gas fee. You can also add images and videos to the post. It's important to disclose that it's still in very early stages, but our end product will be a social network that offers significant benefits to the users in regards to transparency, content creation, and resistance to censorship. A DAO will be implemented in the near future, as well as an integrated marketplace for people to commercialize their content, and a voting system regarding sensitive matters. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.
Oh, sorry, Alex, you're just on mute.
Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, so Sograph is still in the MVP stage, still very early. We're still developing the whole part of the UI, the user experience as well. So actually we're currently having an issue with the video part. We can only upload images, but the site is already online. You can all access through sograph.app. And let me try to do a live presentation of the site for you guys. Let me see. Hopefully you guys can see it properly. So it's very easy to use. You just need to connect the wallet. We're currently using the BNB Smart Chain testnet. So you just have to use the MetaMask wallet, upload the user image, for example here, enter a name. You can add description as well, but I'll just create a profile so you guys can see it. For every transaction, for every interaction with the app, you just pay a small gas fee, like creating a profile, either posting or following the profile. And we're currently studying the ways that we can make it profitable for companies that are working with us, right? So for investors, we're still looking for ways to make it more marketable. And the main issue for us is to make it a really easy to use experience, right? Because we want to aim for the mass adoption. So right now, the current MVP stage looks like this. So you can actually use the social network to look for other profiles, for example, Sograph. Here you can see the first interaction with the page. You can also see their content and like them for the MVP. We're working on the comments and sharing the content that is already created. But let me show how to create a post so you can check it out. The post done in my page, so you can just see how long it takes in order to actually have it working. It takes something like 10 seconds to update. Let me see here. Transaction was confirmed, and the post is already online. So we're working on features to make it for people to create content in the platform and be able to monetize. Oops. And let me cancel the interaction. Let me do a proper post with myself. And after the full steps are done, after we develop the whole app, we'll be making the marketplace available and also be creating a DAO in order to people to decide on, I would say, sensitive matters, like having a platform decentralized like that. Many people can use and post whatever they want, right? So it kind of has this reach of people being able to post content that might be too sensitive for the platform, and we'll be making it available for people from their own platform to decide whether it's content that is worth burning or just removing from the platform, right? Because everything here is like an NFT. So we're making it available for the whole profile and all of the posts to be something retrievable. So you can actually retrieve your profile from Sograph and use it on another platform that you wish to use, but it just depends on the other platform having the code for it. So let me show as well the settings so you can see that everything works properly for now for the MVP. You can also add a biography, location, Twitter handle, Twitch handle, YouTube, Instagram. All of that, you can just pay a small gas fee and have that updated, right? So the platform is already good to go, but we're still working on the ways to generate revenue and be monetizing it, right? Having the main part of the project ready, the marketplace, is something that is really important to us. We had to just rush it a little bit for the hackathon, but hopefully you guys liked it. Thank you guys so much. If you have any questions, just let me know.
Great, thank you, Alex. Over to the judges for some questions.
Alex, thanks for the demo. It's quite interesting. I have a quick question. How do you save your post? Is it in the Greenfield?
All of the data storage is in Pinata right now.
I'm sorry. Where does?
Yeah, I didn't get the question. Sorry. Can you ask it again?
I mean, how the post is saved? Is that saved in the Greenfield or any other places like the Airweave or IPFS or off chain?
It's being stored on chain. My partner Rodrigo can answer that better. Actually, he's the guy from the backend part. He understands it better. But yeah, right now we're just using Pinata as NFT storage for every post and your own profile, right?
Okay.
Thank you, Alex, for the presentation. How is this different from diesel protocol? What's your unique value proposition? Because I've seen a few of them kind of similar.
Thank you for the question, Ramsey. We're currently working on the marketplace for the really easy to use experience, right? We're aiming to be a platform that doesn't that it won't be a hassle to use and to create content and commercialize. We are aiming to make it so every step of the process of being able to generate revenue is really easy to do. So we're working on the backend part. We're working on the DAO to be something that is at least done by the end of the year. So all of that we're still working on. So hopefully everything goes right.
Okay, and a follow-up question to that is you said several times it's stored as an NFT, but I mean that would cost at one point in terms of scalability. Wouldn't you explore inscriptions or something that makes it a bit more cheaper rather than calling up a smart contract and calling it directly from the data?
That's something that we're also worried about, the scalability of the project. But right now we're just studying how we're going to do everything in order to make it something feasible, something that we can actually achieve and make it so it's sustainable, so the project can actually hold its own.
Yeah. And the final one, if I can. Who is, in your opinion, your target audience exactly?
Our target audience, it's basically people that use Twitter a lot. They are eager to use a platform that is sort of like Twitter, but you can actually create content there and monetize instantly. Twitter has this premium subscription that you can actually use to monetize your content. But in Sograph, you'll be able to just create content, throw it out in the world, and put it on the marketplace so people can actually buy. So either it's a video, a tutorial, people can create anything there and just make some money.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alex, for the demo. Since you mentioned like the good user experience of the SocialFi, currently the model is for the user to access through a DF browser or maybe with a browser that has a web extension wallet installed. What are your views in terms of like lowering that entry barrier of the wallets? Like, are you considering options of embedded wallets for some new wallet approaches? Like, curious to know like how you think about those.
Thank you so much for the question, David. It's actually something that we're aiming to do as well, but we're just taking baby steps right now. We started project like 6 months ago, so we're still working on basically everything. And we're aiming to be a multi-wallet social experience. And in order to make it a mobile experience, we still have a lot to do, right? We need to make it the marketplace something that is already online, already working. The DAO as well. So everything will be done slowly, but surely, right? So we need to aim for a good marketing campaign as well in order to make the platform, I wouldn't say like already massive, but something that people already know about and already are interested in using, right? So all of that effort won't be in vain.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thanks. Any other questions? No? Okay, thank you, Alex. Thanks.
Thank you guys so much.
Alrighty, well, that's it for today. Just want to say thank you to all of the judges and all of the projects for your participation in the BNB Chain 2024 Q1 Hackathon Demo Day. Also just want to mention that we're excited to announce that we'll be launching a 2024 Q2 Hackathon in April, and we encourage you to participate. We want to also emphasize that not being selected for the demo day does not mean that you're excluded from the opportunity to receive a potential award from the 10K prize pool. The selection process for the potential award is independent of the top 12 demo selections, and recipients will be announced along with the top 3 winners on March 20th. But yeah, that's everything for today. So yeah, like I say, thanks again to all the judges for joining today and for all the projects for doing your demos. Really appreciate it. And yeah, thanks. Have a good day, morning, evening, afternoon, whatever it is with you. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.